the regional learning event organized by CaLP in Dakar from the 30th of November to the 2nd of December 2015 on the theme Getting Ready for Cash Transfers Programming was an opportunity to present the tools for preparing for cash transfers developed by the community of practice and to enable the different actors involved in cash transfers to meet. The second day of the workshop focused on working with new partners, specifically from the private sector.
There is need to have infrastructures in place by all actors to be able to move in a coordinated manner, to be able to deliver. There's so many humanitarian players on the ground. The government department, the donor communities, and the private sector need to work together, have coordinated roadmap on how these cash transfer programs can be rolled out. Probably some form of a country humanitarian profile needs to be in place with elements of cash transfer, which clearly spells out who will do what in time of emergency.
Preparing for cash transfers already involves this meeting of actors who do not usually work together. It is important that the humanitarian actors make themselves known to private operators and that they understand the expertise and different services which the latter can bring to intervention work. In building a joint understanding, a joint objective, the partnership has more chance of success. This was highlighted by the experience shared by a microfinance institution in Senegal.
I think one of the key challenges is really understanding from the beginning what the differences in language are between private sector partners and humanitarian agencies and organizations. And that takes time. And so with humanitarian responses, sometimes you don't necessarily have that time, or sometimes you need to have pre-positioned those talks in advance in order to, when there is a crisis, really be able to respond quickly to that.
The participation by Elan and Red Rose highlighted the key aspects of preparing for electronic transfers in terms of training beneficiaries and agents, managing and protecting data, the registration process, and selecting partners as part of the Know Your Customer approach, which aim to prevent bad practice with regards to money management.
Part of it is kind of the usual tender processes that you have to go through with any sort of financial service providers, making sure that you have an understanding of the processes, the different paperwork that needs to be done just for partnership agreements and contracts. But it's also making sure that those agents, both their essential agents, but also the agents in the field, understand the purpose of the program, understand the necessity for protection of beneficiaries, that also Mercy Corps or the humanitarian agency understands like the Know Your Customer regulations and some of the other intricacies of adding technology onto these traditional cash transfers.
The experience shared on the cash tool, developed by ACF and based on Red Rose technology, enabled participants to better understand how this technology works and to understand its added value, as well as the challenges inherent in its development.
Donc dans la préparation, il serait plus important d'interroger beaucoup plus les communautés sur les besoins et les types d'outils qui seront prêts à utiliser, dont notamment par exemple les transferts monétaires électroniques, qui peut être une réponse dans une approche d'activité à mener dans des contextes sécuritaires assez complexe, comme vous devez le savoir, avec les événements sécuritaires que vive le Niger, avec les incursions très récurrentes des forces, on va dire, basées de l'autre côté et en interne aussi, dont notamment le groupe Boko Haram.
Lastly, recommendations on how best to prepare for working with new partners based on discussions and good practice were developed by the participants. For example, these include using coordination as a tool for concerted advocacy with service providers in order to simplify services and to promote integrated services. Mapping financial service providers and the technology available and understanding their actual capabilities and constraints. Developing a unique beneficiary card valid for all the agencies. Pre-identifying the data to be collected, which could be shared, and which is not directly useful to the program. Thinking about including different departments, in particular audit and ICT, at the preparation stage. Training organizations, building on experiences and developing flexible guidelines for working. Encouraging the internal use of e-transfers within the organization. Salary payments, per diems, transport, various bonuses, training, etc. Identifying the focal point for humanitarian actors and private actors.